All right, Paul Britten, we're here at the DMA AGM, another successful weekend. What was the outcomes from today's meeting?
Yes, Ben, it was a successful weekend. We had good support from across Australia for the voting processes that happened this weekend. We have some resolutions that were being decided this weekend with regarding constitutional change and some engine rules. At this stage, the constitutional change is being referred back to the State Office of Fair Trading for some clarifications, and the engine rule changes have been not supported at this stage. So as far as the major contributions to the rule book next year goes, we're pretty much steady as she goes at the moment.
I guess resolutions aside, what's the feeling in the room from the delegates and the people who attended the meeting?
Yeah, it was a good feeling this year, actually, Ben. We had very little things to talk about, very few things to talk about. The slight changes that we made to the spec book are just final touch-ups, bring little things into line so that we can clear up a few issues that have been around for a little while. We've got to the point now where those issues are becoming more and more minor every year, and very little discussion is required to get them resolved now. So it's a very positive sign. So
technically speaking, I guess we're heading in the right direction in terms of specifications.
Yes, the DMA's plotted the path over the last couple of years that we're heading towards the American rule book as closely as we can, without ruling out the opportunity for the Australian cars to keep competing, and that's happening. The rule changes that are happening are just very minor tweaks to allow body panels to fit and things like that, and we're looking forward to another successful season next year.
I guess just on technical aspects, we had a meeting this weekend of the National Technical Committee, and it was the first time we've had that sort of meeting at the same time as the AGM. Was that successful?
It was. It was a great way to get all the state tech officers together in the room at the one time, rather than trying to determine these issues over the phone or over emails. And they were able to come up with some good recommendations to tidy up some issues in the book, and they're able to do it quite quickly and simply. And that's a great process, and we thank them for their efforts in doing that.
I guess also on the technical aspects, the DMA has gone towards a technical committee over the last year or so with the aim of resolving issues throughout the year. Has that been working as you'd expected?
Yes, it has. The way the system works now is that the tech committee make recommendations to the board through a chairman, and then those recommendations are considered and approved if appropriate, and that process has been working very well. The amount of discussion that we have at the racetrack is minimal these days with any issues that crop up, and they're getting resolved here where they should be.
I guess one of the other things to come out of today's meeting was a decision by the DMA to make grants available to the individual states to help with media costs. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's correct. We acknowledge that the promotion and of our sport is very important, and we've been doing a lot in the last couple of years towards that. We've decided to make it a little easier for the clubs to access some finances to make that easy for them to achieve. We have websites and we have magazine stories available to everybody. It's just a matter of getting the stories written and the personality pieces put together on the drivers, and the funding of that will hopefully make that a lot easier. What we're basically doing is allowing the states up to $1,000 per year to get some media activity happening in their state and submit those stories through to get on the website and in the magazines.
And I guess looking forward to next season, V8 Dirt Modifieds going back to Parramatta, back to Warrnambool, lots of other tracks interested, so things must be heading in the right direction.
Absolutely. We've had to take a decision this year to open up our numbers because we just simply don't have enough car numbers available anymore because of the added interest. So we're expecting 120 cars to be registered next year, and back to Parramatta, back to Warrnambool, both places that we've had good experiences in the past, and for whatever reason that hasn't been happening over the last couple of years, but we're determined to make that happen and make it a good end result for everybody concerned.
All right, Paul Britten, thanks very much.
Thank you, Ben.